Okay, 25 participants have already been logged in. We just continue our particular. See, with respect to this, the rule 1 to rule 4, whatever I'm just combining it, this can be combined and this can be stated as if the user is not registered, this is represented as don't care, that is hyphen. Similarly, whether the borrow limit is there or not, or no outstanding fees is there or not, so this will be combined to no itself. Understanding it. Whereas 5 and 6, yes, you can combine it, but 7 and 8, you cannot combine it. So this is what we have just seen it. We'll just check that particular. This is what the final. No, one more thing we can just go for. Yeah, this is the final rule that we are having it. Our final decision table. This is how we can just make it. So we have reduced it to how much? How many rules were there? 8 rules. From 8, we have reduced it to only 4. Now, what will be the rule count? Very important. So the rule count, whenever you want to mark it at that particular time, so with respect to your don't care, it will be always 2. I'm repeating it. With respect to your don't care, if you are just taking it, don't care is hyphen. Normally it will be represented in brackets. I'll just say if hyphen is that, then it is don't care condition. So if this is there, then entry will be 2. If true is there, then entry will be 1. Similarly, false is there, then entry will be 1. Understanding it? Are you getting it? So if all the fields, all the particular conditions has been filled with either true or false, then the entry will be 1. Entry will be 1. So with respect to this 2, this 2 to the power of 2, how much it is? 4. 4 plus 1, 5. 5 will be the entry for this. So here it is 2 to the power of 1. One particular condition has been taken into consideration. So how many variables? Depending on that, you can just decide. So 2 to the power of 2, why? Because 1 and 2 both are having don't care condition. With respect to this, 2 to the power of 2 into 2, that is 2 to the power of 2 itself, you can just say it. So 2 to the power of 2 is also 4, 2 square is also 4, 2 into 2 is also 4. So in that particular manner, this is 2. With respect to this, into 1, that is nothing but 2 only, you'll be getting it. So similarly, with respect to this particular entry, so it is all 1. So 1 entry will be there. So here also 1. So here it is 2 to the power of 2, that is how much it is? 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. Total rules, how many we have taken that? 8 rules only. Understanding it now? So we have reduced that particular thing because most of the rules were not a valid one. See, user, whether if he is not at all registered, is it necessary to take care about the outstanding fees or the borrowed limit? There is no particular thing. So we should not consider that. We should eliminate that. So instead of it, whether the user is not registered means, then you should not consider the outstanding fee and the borrow limit. Irrespective of it, you should say you cannot borrow the book. The user should be registered first. In the similar manner, if no outstanding fee is there, then whether the borrow limit is, if the outstanding fee is there, sorry, if the outstanding fee is there, then it is false. So if the outstanding fee is there, then he cannot, whether the borrow limit is there or not, is rightly available or not, it is irrespective of it, he cannot borrow the book. If the user has been registered and outstanding fee is also not there, that is, he has cleared every balance of previously existing semesters, then If the borrow limit is there or not, I need to check it. If the borrow limit is not there, then he cannot accept the, or he cannot borrow the book. If the borrow limit has been not crossed, it will be within the limit means then it will be, he can take that particular, he can borrow the book from the library. This is what it is. So based on that. Normally, we can what this particular thing is saying is with respect to your condition stuff. That is how the conditions has been taken care. No, so depending on that. So what they are saying is equivalence partitioning and boundary value analysis technique. Whatever you are saying it is only to specific conditions or inputs. That's what I said. 1 to 10. Within that, 1, 2, 5, 9, 10. This is with respect to your boundary value. One value beyond that, that is with respect to your robust cases. This is with respect to your boundary value I'm talking about. And with respect to physical quantities or physical variables, whichever is existing, based on that, we'll be doing it. Logical entries, if it is coming, based on some input, another input will be generated. Simple thing in that particular case. So with respect to that particular thing, so that also we know the boundary, we know the values where it will be starting, where it will be ending, everything is known. Whereas with respect to your decision table, the particular input combination, if you make it, it is a dissimilar input that you will be just getting it over there. So with respect to that, it is hard for us to identify what will be the expected output. So if you combine 2 or 3 variables, and if you say that whatever the condition, whatever the value that you are getting it, you need to check for that particular thing, then it will be a different case. So that your particular decision table approach comes into picture. Yeah, one more thing. This is with respect to your valid, right? So invalid also you can take it. That's what they are saying it at the last. So it is not necessary that always possible things you need to just imagine. Impossible also you can take it. So one simple example, they have taken it with respect to your triangle problem. Okay, so what they are saying is A, B, C. They have taken 4 particular conditions over here. 4 conditions, A, B, C, form a triangle. If they form a triangle or not, that's what I'm saying it. So that is nothing but A is less than B plus C. B is less than C plus A. C is less than A plus B. So if that is the case, then all this condition satisfies means then the rule 1 will be, or the first particular condition, if it is satisfied means what happens. If the first condition fails, the rest of it, is it necessary to check? If I cannot form a triangle, can I go and check with respect to A is equal to B or A is equal to C or B is equal to C? Are you getting my question? The question is, the first particular condition fails with respect to your condition, that rules that you have taken it with respect to your first condition is false. That is what you are saying it. Next one, whether it is true or false, true or false, true or false, whatever it may be, the combination, you'll be having the same result. It is not a triangle. So no need that you need to have the entries for it. So that's why we have reduced that particular entry here. Otherwise, if it is otherwise, how many number of rules that we need to have it? 4 conditions are there, right? C1, it will be yielding you 2 entries for C1. C2, condition 2, 2 entries, true or false. C3, once again it is 2 entries. So C4, once again it is 2 entries. Yes, agree. Are you there? All of you can listen to my voice. Is it audible? So this is based on the condition given, based on the entry that we are making it. Since it is a limited entry, we are restricting our particular thing. Now, how many particular entries it need to have? So number of test cases depends on these particular condition entries, right? Number of rules, sorry, not test cases, rules. Afterwards, it will be treated as with respect to number of test cases also. There is no problem. You can just tell that particular thing also. For condition 1, 2 entry multiplied by condition 2 multiplied by condition 3 multiplied by number of entries with respect to condition 4. What will be the answer? 2 to the power of 4 is 16. So you need to have 16 rules that you need to have it. But unfortunately, with respect to your first particular rule, whatever you have taken, that is ABC cannot form a triangle, that you are reducing the entire particular rule choosing availability to somewhat 8 or 9 cases. 9 rules is more than enough. Why? Because of this particular reduction. If all the entry are there, it will be 1. If no, if 1 is missing with respect to don't care means, then 2 entries will be taken with respect to that particular thing. So that is how the rule count comes into picture. We say this as a rule count. So total number of rules should be 16. Out of it, see here with respect to it, 1, 2, 3 is there, right? So 3 with respect to that means rule count with respect to 2 to the power of 3 means how much? 2 into 2, sorry, 2 into 2. 4 2s are 8. So 8 particular rules will be available with respect to your first particular rule also. So it has been ruled out. So remaining one, I need to just count it. So for that, what we have taken is, now I'm just saying that a condition, whatever ABC condition is there for checking the triangle, it is holding good. So it is okay. Now A is also equal to B, B is also equal to C, followed by A is also equal to C. So with respect to this, you can form a action as equilateral. See, this is the condition that I have taken, and the particular action is nothing but the output that I'm choosing it. Not a triangle is an output, scalene is an output, isosceles is an output, equilateral is an output, impossible. Impossible cases, we'll just see it later. Don't worry about it. Oh, next rule itself will be defining it. Okay, don't worry much about it. See here, the next particular thing. So you can form a triangle, that is true. You have A is equal to B, yes, absolutely right. A is also equal to C, that's what they have given. But unfortunately, they're saying is B is not equal to C. What about your transition rule? If A is equal to B and A is equal to C, B should also be equal to C. Yes or no? Yes or no? So with respect to this will be lying us or dealing this particular thing as it cannot be possible with respect to considering this particular type of combination. Understanding it. Similarly, we have one more thing. So your triangle can be formed true. A is equal to B is true. A not equal to C, that's what they are saying it. But B is equal to C, they are saying it. So there, once again, conflict happens with respect to your transition rule. So your transition rule says is A is equal to B and B is equal to C, or A is equal to B, A is equal to C, then B should also equal to. If any two particular variables will be having the same value, and the other particular value, if you are considering 3 variables or more than 3 variables, any 2 variables will be holding the same particular value. And by considering those 2 particular combination, in combination, I'm talking about A equal to B, B equal to C, but A is not equal to C. How it is possible? It is completely impossible. Similarly, with respect to A is equal to C, B is equal to C, A not equal to B means that is also not possible with respect to your rule set 6. The next rule that we have taken is with respect to your rule 5 is a triangle can be formed true. A equal to B, that's it. A not equal to C, B not equal to C. This is possible. A is equal to B. Only A is equal to B. B is not equal to any other particular quantity exists. So with respect to that, it holds good. It is called as isosceles triangle. Similarly, in another 2 combinations, you can make it. So where you can just say it, a triangle can be formed A not equal to B, A equal to C, but B not equal to C. Then also is an isosceles triangle. With respect to your the other case, so a triangle can be formed A not equal to B, A not equal to C, but B is equal to C. Then it is also isosceles triangle. Your rule set 9, you just observe it, what it says. It will be representing the scaling. Is it not that is not at all needed with respect to a particular rule entry? According to us, only 16 cases of what we required. So we were ending it with respect to your Rule set 8 itself. But just check out. So this is 8 plus 1, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we need to have this particular rule also in order to make it as 16. So for that particular reason, we require this. Are you getting this? Hello? This is very, very important. You need to know this. Without this, you cannot move further because you need to know why this action entry has been happened. If possible, I'll repeat it once again. See here. So with respect to a triangle can be formed A not equal to B, A not equal to C, B not equal to C. That means none of the side are equal, but you can form a triangle. Which type it belongs to? It belongs to the Cayley triangle. So how many entries are there? How to decide the number of test cases? Now I won't go for deciding with respect to your number of rules that you had. What I'll do is I'll just go with how many entries that we have marked it with respect to your action part. Depending on that, I decide how many test cases I require. How many entries are there? How many cross symbols are there with respect to your action part? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that's why 9 test cases. If you have it, that's more than enough to decide whether a triangle formation is possible or not. I repeat it. I repeat this example once again. I'll just take care. So you can extend your particular condition to 2 more particular entries where 6 conditions you can consider it. How it can be possible means I'll just make C1 as, if I say A, B, C as 3 sides of the triangle, A should be less than B plus C. This is my condition 1. C2, what I'll do is I'll just take that B should be less than C plus A. Similarly, C3, C should be less than A plus B. Understanding it? Or vice versa. You can change it in the other order also. B plus C should be greater than A. C plus A should be greater than B. A plus B should be greater than C. Whatever the thing that you want, you can just have that. This is with respect to your 3 conditions to check whether a triangle can be formed. C4 will be one and the same. I won't be changing this. A equal to B. C5 will be one and the same. C is equal to or A equal to C. C6 will be one and the same. B equal to C. This is how we can just make it. Now with respect to this, the rule set will be 2 more things has been added, right? So 2 to the power of 6 it will be. The number of rules that you need to make it here is 2 cap 6. Why 6? 6 conditions are there depending on that. So how many particular things that you need to have it? How many entries? 6, 2 to the power of 6 is 2 to the power of 6 is how much? Is it 32? 64? 64, right? So for that, 64 rules you need to form. You just imagine 64 rules. How can you form it? So for this, what I'll do is I'll reduce the entire thing with respect to the first particular thing itself. If the first condition, that is A is less than B plus C, do I need to have this particular condition to check? Hello. Can you able to listen or is it audible to everyone? The question here is, if I say this condition itself is false, irrespective of whatever the values that you have for other particular entries, you need to result it with saying that you cannot form a triangle at all. Are you getting this? Have you understood? All of you. See, what I'm just trying to say is, yeah, C1 is that. C1 is A less than B plus C. C2, B less than C plus A. C3, C less than A plus B. C4, A equal to B. C5, B equal to C. C6, C equal to A or A equal to C, whatever. Fine. This is my condition. Now, based on this, we have taken that. How many rules we need to have it? We need to have 64 rules. So 64 rules out of it, what I'll do is, I'll just make the first condition itself false. So now, irrespective of this, whether it is true or false, the remaining all cases, if the first condition itself is false, that means A itself is not less than B plus C, then no need to check for or no need to worry about the rest of the particular conditions. It says it cannot be forming a triangle. Understanding it? So similarly, the next one. If I say this as true, the next one is false. I don't want to bother about the rest of it because one condition fails means you cannot form a triangle. So what they have done is they have merged these three conditions and they have said that it is one and the same. So based on that particular rule, that's how the particular value will be coming into picture. If this is true, followed by the second one is also true. But the third one is false, irrespective of here A equal to B or is that, or B equal to C is that, or C equal to A is that. So you cannot form a triangle. So with respect to this, you have reduced the entire particular number of test cases. How it is reduced? How much? So 2 to the power of 5. So here 2, sorry, 2 to the power of 5, that is 32 cases has been resolved. The next one is 2 to the power of 4, that is 16 cases has been resolved. So 2 to the power of 3, that is 8 cases has been resolved. So you combine this, almost you have reduced the 64 cases to somewhere around 8-9 cases only. See here, 32 is there, right? So 32 plus 16 plus 8, how much it is? 40, 56. 56 is there, 56. So 64. 64 minus 56, how much it will be? So those many particular test cases you require to have it in future. So this is how it works with respect to your triangle problem by applying decision table approach. So what they have done is they have combined this entire thing into one. They have combined this entire thing into one. So based on that, we'll be getting the answer like this. Any doubt? See here, they have given this. If you want, you can just bifurcate it. Otherwise, you can leave this particular thing. So this is your condition step. This is your action step. This is your condition entry. This is your action entry. This is your test case design. So how many test cases? 11 test cases. How it will be done? Based on this particular entry. So each entry will be carrying. So 11 entries are there. So based on that particular 11 entries, you need to go with it. So how to design with respect to your impossible test cases? Impossible test cases, normally we don't have an answer. If you're considering it, you can leave that particular impossible test cases. But if you take the impossible test cases, how can you say A equal to B, B equal to C, but A not equal to C? Do you have any particular input that you can pick it from any particular thing? From the input domain, can you pick any particular value over there stating that? No, right? So that's why question mark is available over here. Wherever the impossible case is there at that particular point of time. This is what the expected result is. With respect to this expected result, you can just plot one more particular column. That is nothing but your actual result. That is what you got it from your particular program. Then you can just compare it with respect to your status. You can just record it. Don't forget to write how many test cases you have designed, how many have been passed, how many have been failed. You need to record this for each and every program. So I have given an assignment, right, for you to write it. So that in that, all these things should be there. And somebody asked me in yesterday that whether we need to have all the 4 flavors with respect to equivalence class partitioning. Equivalence class partitioning technique involves single fault assumption as well as multi-fault assumption. So based on that, you need to have all the 4 flavors. Weak as well as strong, you need to consider it. Weak normal, weak robust, strong normal, strong robust should be written with respect to your equivalence class partitioning. Whether you are dealing with respect to your triangle problem or next state problem or commission problem, least bothered. Or for all the cases, you need to have it. Is that clear? Whereas with respect to your boundary value analysis, there is a small particular change. So no need to have all the particular flavors. Only one flavor is more than enough to check. That is normal boundary value analysis or weak robust boundary value analysis, weak normal boundary value analysis, or the last one is robust boundary value analysis. So anything you can just go with it. So that's what it is. Next, we'll just see. This is what the rule count that they have given. Why it is that. So it is 32. Why? 5 don't case is that. So 5 in 5 is that means 2, each one is multiplied by 2. So 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. So 2 to the power of 5 will give you the answer for this. So here 4 don't case, 2 to the power of 4. So here 3 don't case, 2 to the power of 3. Then each particular, for whatever the column is that, every entry is there means 1 into 1 into 1 into 1. So one entry will be there, not 2. So here why it is true? Because true can be there or false can be there. So anyone. So if both the particular, if anyone is there, then also it will be resulting the same. Then you need to worry about it. So this depends on whatever you fill here, whether it is true or false, the output should be one and the same. Then only you can have don't care here. Otherwise you cannot do it. You have seen it with respect to your library example. Understanding it. Is that clear? Okay, before going to the next particular thing, is there any doubt raised in your head? You can just ask me with respect to your triangle problem as well as with respect to the decision table approach. Here, rather than your designing of the test cases, the first important thing is deciding this particular rules and the conditions. These conditions, based on that, what will be the entry? Actions, what are all the things that you take care? What will be the entry? Understanding it? So very important. With respect to your triangle problem or any other particular problem, the entry part, if it is that, we'll mark it with X or some other particular symbol. If the mark is not that, then we'll leave it as blank. This is how we'll be just following. Why it is called as limited entry? Because only true or false is there. If you have any other thing apart from true and false, more than 2 entries is there means we'll call it as an extended entry. So we'll just see that particular extended entry. We have seen it one example with respect to your login page, that to Facebook thing. Other than that, we'll see it with respect to your next state problem in the next particular class. So any doubt with respect to this, you can ask me if you have any doubt. With respect to this or with respect to any other particular thing, you can just ask. If no doubt, we can just wind up the meeting here. That means if you are facing any problem while executing the programs, say keep one thing in your head. Once you are executing the program, you need to have a HTML file. You need to run the HTML file. If you run the JavaScript file, it will not give you the output. Keep that in your head. Your browser understands markup language. From the markup language, you have a particular navigator called a script. From that particular script, it will be understanding it is a JavaScript. Based on that, it will be just computing the answer. Are you getting it? So our ultimate thing is your browser is the application that we are targeting to. Your browser understands only markup languages. Whether it is a hypertext markup language or extended hypertext markup language or extensive markup language, whatever it will be understanding only that particular part. Okay. You're not having any doubt. Don't worry, after finishing this decision table approach, based on this particular three functional testing, I'll give you one assignment. Okay, so I'll just explain you how the assignment will be. I'll give you the case study. Based on the case study, you need to design the test cases. You need to design the table. If it is a decision table as well as test case design, both should be done from your end. So I'll make a group. So based on the particular group, you need to submit the assignment. Is that clear? Very much clear. Then it's okay. I have a lot of doubts. Don't worry. If the college reopens next week, if we have a internal shortly, then I'll be asking few questions here and there wherever I am finding it doubt. So you just try to help me out in figuring the or answering those particular questions and try to help me out in clearing my doubts. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for your valuable time. We'll meet you day after tomorrow. Tomorrow my class is not there, so day after tomorrow we'll just meet. Okay. So thank you very much. Enjoy the holiday.